Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be filming this gray gunmetal smoky eye look with this nude lip. Actually, I'm really loving this lip combination, and it's a new lip combination. So if you want to learn how to get this look and what I'm wearing on my lips, please keep on watching. I'm going to start off by priming my eyelids. I'm using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Amplifying Eye Primer today. Now I'm going to go ahead and set my eyeshadow base. I'm using the Fenty Beauty Instant Retouch Setting Powder in Butter with my Luxie 233 Large Fluff. Also just going to go over my brows a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and take my Dose of Colors Pretty Cool eyeshadow palette to start warming up my eyes. This is the Morphe M504, and I'm going to go ahead and take the shades Taupeless and Let's Chill, these two shades right here. I'm going to mix them together, add a little bit of color and dimension to my crease. I'm going to wing this out. A little bit darker than I had thought, but that's totally fine. I am kind of going for a more smoky look today. Alright, next I'm going to go ahead and take my Morphe M573. It's kind of like just like a smaller crease brush, smaller than the one that I was just using, and it kind of like goes to a point. Go ahead and take my Anastasia and Jackie Aina collection palette, and I'm going to take the shade Ginger right here, this like reddish brown, or it's kind of like a brown with a little bit of red, like orangey shade, like a ginger color. I don't know how to explain it. Just gonna take ginger. I'm going to pop that in the outer corners and start blending it in. I'm really just focusing this in the outer corner and blending in, and then whatever I have left I will take it into the inner corners. And I'm going to take the same brush. I'm going to go back in with my Pretty Cool palette. I'm going to take this shade right here called Sign Off. It's a more taupey, cool toned brown. I'm going to apply that on top of ginger. Just make sure to like continue to wing that out if that's what you want to go for. But if you want a more rounded look, then don't wing it out. But I think more winged out eye looks look more, complement my eye shape better. Now I'm going to go in with my Morphe R39, which is very similar to the MAC 217. Going back in with my Jackie Aina and Anastasia palette, I'm going to take Credit, this reddish brown shade, and I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Pinker right here, which is this like purpley burgundy. So more Credit, but a couple of dips into Pinker because I want that purpley burgundy shade. I'm applying that on top of Sign Off, really focusing in the lower lash line, or yeah, the lower lash, the lash line. Right. Continue to blend this baby out. Lid shade, I'm gonna go in with my Jackie Aina palette, and I'm gonna go in with Lituation, this shade right here. It's like a purple, no, it's like a very dark gunmetal gray with little hints of pink shimmer, which is why I added that pinker shade. It's kind of like a gunmetal-y with a shift of purple, I feel like, just with the shimmers that I see. So that's why I wanted to add pinker, because I wanted a little bit of that purple there. I'm going to go ahead and apply it with my finger. I know it's like spring and like summer almost, but I just like this shade like spoke to me. Then I'm going to take my Luxie 227 blending, and I'm going to go ahead and blend out any harsh lines from Lituation. Pinker, that purpley shade, and blend in. And I don't want Pinker to show up too much. I just want like a tiny hint of it because I feel like it'd really bring out the look and look really gorgeous. We're going to step away from the eyes and move on to the complexion. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of glow. I'm bringing back an oldie but a goodie. This is the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops in Moonlight. Shake this baby up. It's always like a decent amount of product in the dropper, so I don't even like bother to drop it. Go ahead and blend this out with my beauty blender. It's really gorgeous. It's like very, as you can see, it bam in your face. So I think this would look really gorgeous over this look because it's kind of like has the same type of shimmers as Lituation. To me, really gorgeous glow. Kind of look a little bit like Tin Man, but that's okay. Using a new foundation. This is the Ilia True Skin Serum Foundation. It's lightweight and smoothing. It's aloe infused. And I've heard tons of great things about Ilia recently, so I really wanted to try it. It says shake well before using. I got the shade SF3 Texel. I hope it's the right shade. It's like very hard to tell. It looks like it could be in the package. Sometimes that can be deceiving. I don't know. It might be like a little bit too neutral for me, but we'll see. Go ahead and take my Luxie 181. It's like a dual-ended, but one side has a small foundation brush. So I'm going to use that to apply. And take my beauty blender to blend this out. This is definitely like a more lightweight foundation, I think. Very clean. And just covers the right amount of imperfections. If you guys tried anything from Ilia, let me know. It looks okay so far. Can't tell. It's definitely very natural. I mean, it's like light to medium coverage, I feel like. So, all the foundation I'm going to use, like, I think it was like a pump and a half. And it looks pretty good for my whole face. I feel like the color could be a little off. I'm not completely sure. I'll have to see like when I'm all done. But I'm going to go ahead and take my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Ginger. And I'm going to go ahead and clean up my look. And I went ahead and also applied some concealer on my like darker spots. I'm going to let it set so it gets tacky and gives me a little bit more coverage, and I'll be right back. I went ahead and blended out the concealer. I'm going to go ahead and apply my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away Liquid Concealer. This is in number 3 Fair. And I'm going to be very strategic when applying this because I don't have a brush with me, like a smaller brush, and it's like breaking. Go ahead and blend this out. And with my Morphe E22, I'm going to blend out even further. Blend my concealer with my eyeshadow. I forgot to cream contour before my highlighting concealer. I was just so excited. Alright, I'm going to go in with my Fenty Beauty Cream Contour or Cream Bronzer in Teddy. And going in with Morphe JH08. Big forehead, so we gotta contour that. And then a little bit on my chin. I'm gonna go ahead and blend this out. I'm using my Morphe, I don't even know what this is called. No name on it. I don't even think they have this collection anymore. It's their Gunmetal collection, I believe, when, like way back when. So I'm gonna go ahead and it's like just a pointed like buffing brush. So I'm sure you have something similar to this in your collection. I'm just going to go ahead and pat. And I think this brush is like, the handles are loose, so you'll hear this like weird sound. But the handles, I think it's inside that it's either loose or broken. But it's going to make that weird sound. Just love me some cream contour. I'm going to pat because if you like swipe, you may move the product underneath like your foundation, your concealer. Right now, I look dirty. It's fine. Look like I like rolled mud into my face. Okay, that's it with the brush. I'm gonna go ahead and take my beauty blender and further blend. After my cream bronzer, I'm gonna go ahead and bake under my eyes. But before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure there are no creasing under my eyes, because you don't want to set that. Once I make sure that we are all good, no creasing, I'm gonna go in and take my Fenty powder. Pat. Still bake because it works for my skin type. If you are drier, maybe don't bake as long or don't do it at all. It's like totally personal preference, but it works and it helps with not creasing. Nose, that's most important too. I let my bake set in a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and set the rest of my face. I'm taking my Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Powder, the shade 220 Beige. I'm trying to use this up, so that's what I'll be using. This is my Luxie 520 Tapered Face. And you want to pat. No like swiping. Maybe you can swipe once you've set all of the surface area, but it will, there's potential for movement if you swipe. Okay, I think I'm pretty good with setting. My face feels like super light. It doesn't feel like I have anything on. I love how it's like light coverage, but I still covered it still covered most of what I wanted. I just spot concealed with my concealer. So I am really loving the foundation right now. I've heard amazing things, so I needed to try it. Right, I'm going to go ahead and bronze up my face. Taking the Cheek Leader Bronze Squad from Benefit. I think this is one of their older face palettes, but I'm sure they have something similar because they come out with these palettes all the time with like full size of their boxed blushes and bronzers. So I'm going to go ahead and take, there's like a sheet here. I'm going to go ahead and take Hoola Caramel and Hoola. I'm going to mix them together so I can bronze up my face. I'm taking the Morphe Y3. Again, I think this is, I don't think they have this like gold handle anymore. I could be wrong though, but I'm sure they have something similar. I know they do. It is like very, very pigmented, so I don't want like it to look too tan, you know? So I take some, Hoola Caramel, is that, did I say that? So I take some off on the back of my hand, as you can see. And I hold it at the very end of its barrel because that helps apply less pressure and less product. And we know I love a great contour, so I'm going to go back with the trusty old Balm Cosmetics Highlight and Contour Palette. I take the two contour shades I have here, and I'm still working on finishing up. I know I like only ever use those two contour shades in this palette. I just really like them. Take my Morphe JH4, slightly like patting in. Or go ahead and bake under my contour. I'm going to go ahead and blend out. This is the Luxie 518 Large Powder. We're going to go ahead and bake under that contour. Next, I'm going to go ahead and dust off the powder under my eyes. I'm taking my Pat McGrath Skinfetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder in Light. I'm taking the Morphe E48. That just looks like this. I know it may look kind of scary because it's like white, but it's very similar to the Hourglass ambient lighting powders. So I'm just gonna pat, and once most of it has been patted in, I like to like sweep back and forth. Guys, I am back. I applied some lashes. The mascara I use is the Diorshow from Dior, and then my KoKo Lashes Goddess. I got purple shampoo on it, so don't mind it. Don't ask. I don't know how that happened. And then I went ahead and tightlined and smudged some eyeliner on my lower lash line using my beloved Makeup by Mario Master Pigment Pro Pencil in Soft Brown. Like, love it, love it, love it. You all need this. Apply some blush. I'm gonna go with something kind of neutral. I'm gonna go with my Colourpop palette. It was all a dream. Do you guys remember when I used to use this all the time? I don't reach for it as much anymore, but I definitely still really like these blushes. Right here is called Tulip to Quit. It's a really pretty muted pinky brown shade. I'm gonna go ahead and take my same Luxie 181 and just take the other side of it. I'm gonna apply some highlight. I'm gonna be using the Colourpop Luster Dust and Strobe Globe 310. I was gonna say 3110. Slightly just using the Patrick Ta Shaping Wax. It's the tinted one. And my Fourth Ray Beauty Mellow Milk Mist. And then before we finish up the look and set it, I'm going to go ahead and apply some shadow on my lower lash line. Go ahead and take the shade Pinker and my Makeup Shack T66 and ever so slightly blend it out. Blend on the lower lash line. I'm going to take my Dose of Color shader brush. I'm going to go ahead and take my Pretty Cool palette and take the shade Topeless right here to blend everything out. Soleil from the palette. Or so slightly apply that. And spritz, set my face and everything. I started lining my lips. I'm using the M Cosmetics Soft Blur Velvet Lip Liner in Mink. I started lining my lips because I wasn't sure which color I wanted. A little bit of Urban Decay's lip liner in 1993 and just outline it just ever so slightly. I overlined my lips like ever so slightly. I'm going to go ahead and take the Dose of Colors Velvet Mousse in Main Squeeze. This was from their Valentine's Day collection. Take Supernatural from Dose of Colors. This is their liquid lip, and apply it on the center. And then I'm going to blend this out. So this is the end of my tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.